I think the most difficult thing when homeschooling is actually figuring out how to assign grades to my student. That's why when I started directing Challenge B, I immediately created a grading rubric for the lost tools of writing papers, which we use that curriculum in the exposition strand. I have had so many parents fall in love with it that they have asked me if I would customize this to A, B, and 1. So this grading rubric that I show you here, I'm going to go over today, is specifically customized to the structure and the books that we are covering in Challenge B. And if we haven't met before, hi, my name's Erica Lynn, and it's my hope to help homeschooling become easy for you too. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and let's jump in. So I'm going to be using this digital copy here to go over with this grading rubric, and I want to start in the bottom left-hand corner because this is our key to using the rubric. If you see down here, I've got multiple colors listed at the bottom. I have the essay numbers listed, each in a different color. And then I have next to it the book that you're reading, which each essay is going to be used. So when you read The Phantom Tollbooth, we're writing an essay too over that book. And then if you follow it out to the end, I have the point totals that are available for each essay. Now, notice on this grading rubric, it's different from A. We are not doing essay 1 or essay 3 by itself. Those have been lumped into essay 2 and essay 4. So the color coding on here is going to be different from Challenge A. Now, I want to start by looking straight up above. The MLA format is listed at the top section here. It is highlighted in blue because I highly recommend your student go ahead and start practicing typing out their papers in the MLA format. However, it does still say optional because it is not required until high school. Next year in Challenge 1, they will have to type their papers. This year, it's up to you as the parent, but we give 10 points for each of those components. Underneath that are the IEW dress-ups that they used from Essentials. Last year, you were told not to use these because we didn't want to distract the student from learning the core and the bones of this new curriculum. However, if your student can write your essays from last year without missing any outline components, you're ready to start adding in your dress-ups. So you can have 5 bonus points for each dress-up. When you add a dress-up into your paper, just use the purple highlighter to highlight it, which it's purple on the grading rubric to remind you. That way your parent or teacher can see that and know to give you 5 bonus points for that dress-up. Okay, now into the meat of this. There are 2 things when grading a paper that you need to think about. 1 is content. 2 is mechanics. So with content, I still follow at the Challenge B level the Essentials guideline. Hands-on structure, hands-off content, okay? I don't think it's important yet to grade what the content is. I think your students can still enjoy writing whatever is convincing and persuasive to them. They can pick any of the proofs that they want to, which is from their invention week, from their Annie chart, and I don't grade that yet. Now, when you get to Challenge 1 for a higher level course, especially if you're going to count this as an honors course, which the curriculum is strong enough to be counted as an honors course. To grade like an honors course, it is expected that they have a higher level of thought. So when you're grading their paper, here's the question I ask. Is this the most convincing and persuasive paper you could have written? Are these proofs and subproofs the most convincing proofs and subproofs for the person you are writing to, which is found in your amplification? You pick your audience and you write to that audience. That's something that we work on Challenge B. The second part are the mechanics. This is what we cover in weeks 2 and weeks 3 of our LTW cycle. Week 2, we're covering arrangement, which is going to be your outline. Week 3, we're covering figures of speech, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So on the right side of this grading rubric, we have the outline section here. Each component of the outline is color-coded. It's because we start with a shorter outline and build on it through the end of the semester. This year, you're going to make it all the way to Essay 7, which is the complete outline structure. They will not be adding anything to that next year in Challenge 1 when they move on to Essays 8 and 9. Okay, so when we look at this, we're going to start with Essay 2. That means all of the blue highlighting in the outline is required. This includes everything they learned in Essay 1 and everything they learned in Essay 2. Both are required for this first Essay 2. You can see them all highlighted. You can see the boxes where you can check X, yes, they got that component, or circle, nope, they missed that component of the outline. Then when they go on to Essay 3 and 4, you're going to be adding in the pink highlighting. Now, notice all the components from Essay 3 and all the components from Essay 4 are grouped together here, and that's what they're expected to do when they turn in this Essay 4 outline. We're moving much faster this year. Don't worry, your student can handle it. So don't forget, you have to have all the blue structure elements and all the pink structure elements. Then when we get to Essay 5, we're adding in all the orange components, plus the pink and the blue, and so on as you go down to green and yellow. So don't forget anything. Now, the other thing I want to point out with structure is at the top of this, I have paragraphs listed, and those paragraphs go down the column. So if you notice, my black boxes next to each outline component shifts to the right as we go through this. That is because each time it shifts to the right to a new column, you need to be starting a new paragraph. This is to help you remember where they are. If my student does not put the outline component in the correct paragraph, I don't count it off. I just mark it on their paper and tell them to fix it for next time. But that way you know exactly where they're supposed to be for your grading purposes. The only other thing I want to cover with this outline is the exordium. In Essays 1 through 6, if you follow the example essays at the back of the LTW book, they are including the exordium in the paragraph that follows. Starting in Essay 7, the book separates the exordium out into its own paragraph. I don't know why they switch it, but I want my students practicing that correctly from the beginning. We're building muscle memory here. So in my grading rubric, I have separated the exordium out into its own paragraph starting from the very beginning. You have discretion on how you want to use that, but that's what I'm doing. All right, now week 3, we cover elocution, and that is going to be our rhetorical devices at the bottom of this grading rubric. If you look down here, you notice I have each one numbered Essay 2 through 9. Essay 1 does not have a rhetorical device. And I have them color-coded. So each essay is adding in a new rhetorical device. But just like when we use the dress-ups, once you learn about that rhetorical device, even though we don't talk about it anymore, it's required to be in all future essays. And a little bit different from essentials, this is one rhetorical device per paper, not per paragraph. So for Essay 2, you're going to have your parallelism. In Essay 4, you're going to have both strong verbs and parallelism too. Then Essay 5, you're going to add in your antithesis and so forth as you go down. The last two on the page for Essays 8 and 9 are still in white because we're not using those yet. That will come in Challenge 1. And then I also have the paragraph listed in the columns at the top. When I see this rhetorical device in the paper, I put an X under the paragraph number that it is in. If I can't find it in the whole paper, I put a circle to show that it is missing under the first paragraph box. And that means it's missing from the whole essay. It does not matter which paragraph you add each of these into, that's the writer's choice. Okay, when you're all done, I'm going to add up 10 points for each box that they correctly got an X in for each essay. And then I'm going to put that on my points at the top. Then I'm going to divide that by the total number of points available, which you see in that bottom left-hand corner, or you can add them up yourself. Once it's divided, that gives you your percentage grade for this paper. I think that's everything. So if you made it to the end of this video, please put a heart in the comments below. That makes me so happy and knows that this was helpful to you. And thank you for watching. You all have a blessed day. Bye.